Happy Advent, all you beautiful people out there. This is Pastor Dan, the lead pastor at Shepherd of the Lake Lutheran Church. And today I want to talk about open table. Because whenever we gather together in worship, we say that wherever you are in your faith journey, you are welcome here with an open heart, an open mind, and an open table. So what does it mean to be greeted with an open table by God, by this faith community? Most of my career, I have had to learn what it means to have an open table by realizing that for many, the church represents a closed table. That so many people have been told they don't belong because they've got questions or doubts, because they're the wrong kind of person, their skin color, their ethnicity, their sexual identity. There's been so many reasons why. Even here in America, even in this day and age, people are told over and over again, you're really not welcome here. And it breaks my heart. This value of an open table is perhaps the most important thing we can articulate as Christians. Jesus' ministry could be fully understood by just watching Jesus at the table. It was often said that Jesus died because he ate good food with bad people. His sense of radical hospitality defined who he was. He shredded every social norm, every religious norm about who was in and who was out, who was worthy and who was unworthy, by virtue of the fact that he invited all to his table. And once at the table, they were called friend, and they belonged to each other and to Jesus and to God. And that's what's made Christianity explode in numbers. Because in that day and age, it was the only place where truly every person was welcome. Slave or free, male or female, Greek or Jew, the first century Christians proclaimed, all are welcome. Here in America, all these centuries later, the church still struggles with this message. In so many ways, we define who is in and who is out. And it breaks my heart that young children who aren't straight or white or privileged don't feel like the church is a place for them. And even though Shepherd of the Lake, by and large, is a majority population, a privileged place, living in a wealthy county, in a wealthy state, in a wealthy nation, we aspire to live these words out as fully as we possibly can. And we want every person to know that indeed they are welcome here. And so with this value of an open table, we articulated 3 specific values that help us get to that place that we are aspiring to grow into. The first is that we understand that God has greeted each of us with a radical welcome and embrace. That being accepted at Jesus' table was an act of pure hospitality, not of merit or deserving. It came because Jesus invited. And that Jesus sees in each one of us the beauty of who we are, that we are beautiful and intended children of God, and therefore we are welcome at God's table. And so at Shepherd of the Lake, we welcome people of all gender identities, of all social classes or ethnicities. And again, we are aspiring to live into that. And if you ever come and experience something less than that, please let us know. We are teachable and we wish to learn, and we want our hearts to grow and our table to be ever more welcoming. The second value that informs us is that we see love as an act of service to our neighbor, and that every person is gifted for service, and that there is a diversity of gifts in this community of faith, yours included, that we need in order to serve our neighbor as fully as we possibly can, and that we unite together and celebrate our diversity and our differences and our unique sets of gifts so that we might be able to love our neighbors fully. And the third value is that we honor your story as a sacred story. That if you come to this fellowship for the very first time, we understand it's not the first day God has been involved in your life. That you are a beloved child of God. We don't bestow that upon you. We simply just announce what has always been true. That God imagined you and God created you just the way you are, and God loves you just the way you are. So when you come to us, we know that you have a lifetime of story of God interacting with you, of God walking beside you. And we love to share those stories one with another, because your story informs mine, and our stories inform the others. And together, we get a more full understanding of how God works in this world. So bring your story just the way it is. Don't have to pretend. You don't have to puff it up. You don't have to put it in the right religious terms. Just bring your story. It is a gift to us. So wherever you are tonight, know that God indeed welcomes you with an open mind, an open heart, an open table. So bring your full self. Bring all your questions, your wonderments, your doubts. Bring your authentic self to this place, and we together will share Jesus's open table. And that's where I'm going to conclude today. We will soon celebrate that Jesus was born in a manger, an immigrant child to unmarried parents in a poor backwater of the Roman Empire. There could be no clearer signal that this manger, which indeed was a table for animals, was so plain and so simple and so ordinary that it was for all of creation. And this child Jesus, when Jesus grows to an adult, finally gets put to death because his table was so radically open. It's been said that Jesus was put to death because he ate good food with bad people. You see, Jesus welcomed all those who had been shunned or forgotten or marginalized or discounted. And the scandal of Jesus was that he called every one of them beloved and friend. Jesus' table knew no bounds. We aspire to become such people. So please join us at this table. We all have a seat, and we bring our stories and fill this table with love and purpose and joy. May you have a wonderful rest of this Advent season. May you, as you celebrate Christmas, look around your table, and if there are empty chairs this year, let it give you pause to think about who you might invite to God's table in the days and weeks and months ahead. Be safe and be well, and happy Advent at Jesus' table.